So, I tell you what, let's just jump straight into our first topic, because I think we've got a lot of Mass Effect to talk about, and that's pretty much why I've been playing.
Yeah.
So, let's just lead straight into our first topic, which is our thoughts. Now, we've ploughed quite a few hours into Mass Effect Andromeda now. Now, you're playing on PS4?
Yeah.
I'm playing on PS4. I haven't actually had a chance to play on PC or Xbox One to see what the experiences are like on those platforms. But from your point of view playing this game, how do you feel about it?
I like it, and the animation problems I've had haven't really bothered me as much as I thought they would. I didn't really notice them. Story is a little bit weak in certain areas. It's not as good as the original trilogy, but then sequels not normally are they? So,
Well, I'm not necessarily. Empire Strikes Back was better than the first one. My opinion.
I can't remember.
Oh, Karen, you're right. Go on.
What happens in A New Hope?
New Hope. Obi-Wan Kenobi finds Luke Skywalker, or Luke Skywalker finds Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi dies. Spoiler. Can't see it. And then Luke Skywalker blows up the Death Star.
Yeah, I remember now.
That's my story in brief. But yeah, like you said about the story, it's kind of... It's not gripping me as much as the original trilogy did. It's interesting. I like the idea of the Pathfinder.
Well, there's a big thing about Mass Effect is mystery, and you're sort of uncovering like a big mystery. In this, there are still mysteries to uncover. Also, there isn't like one big enemy anymore, like the Reapers. It's sort of like two different sets of enemies, like the Ket and the Remnant. Although the Remnant, I wouldn't really call them a main enemy. They're more like an automatic defense system for the bots.
Yeah, they're just sort of there, aren't they? The problem is what I'm finding with this sort of story is that, well, no, it's like there's two flips of a coin on this. I'm like how I am with the story is what I really am enjoying about it is I'm enjoying the idea of going to another galaxy where the humans, in theory, are the aliens.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that aspect of it where we're the invaders.
That's another aspect of the story they could have played on. They could have set this up as like an arc, so the continuation of these species from the Reapers is like a last resort. Because if they well, I mean, the time that they left, they didn't know how big a threat the Reapers were. I can't even remember what happened between 1 and 2.
So I think with end of 1, obviously Commander Shepard knew about it, the humans knew about it, and then that one big Reaper attacks the Citadel. But I think everybody's sort of view on the Reapers that they were still a bit of a myth.
Yeah.
And that was not actually a Reaper that attacked.
Sovereign,
yeah. And I think they were sort of sceptical still, and it wasn't until I never played the third one. I think it was until the third one then everybody realised, like, oh shit.
That's another thing I found is so far anyway in the story that I'm on is missing because the Initiative is like a civilian group. There's no sort of military ships. There's no space warfare really that I've seen. The Tempest itself, I think, is unarmed. I don't think
the Tempest is your ship that you're given out you to fly around the galaxy.
Obviously, the Ket have got warships, and they've only just they came into the Helios cluster. Like, was it 70 years ago, something like that? In that timeline, anyway. But I think they're spread throughout the whole galaxy, aren't they? Or they're spreading.
The Ket seem to be the enemy. Seem to be spreading slowly. We're not trying. I don't want to go too much into detail of the story a little bit, but they are, in a case, they're still building. In essence, they're sort of themselves.
Yeah, I'm not. You can't really go into any more details than that without giving away story, so I'll leave it at that. But yeah, there's like a massive lack of space warfare. That's what I was getting at. Compared to
I think, like I said, I do like the idea of that we are the intruders on these people's galaxy, and I like the aspect of it. But it doesn't seem that we're not getting much of a. I find, again, not a spoiler, but we're not getting much other than the enemy hostility. Really, they're sort of like, oh, you're aliens, cool, and it's kind of we're instantly almost sort of not instantly accepted, but we don't seem. It doesn't seem as serious. Everything seems quite light-hearted.
Well, the Angarans didn't like you when you started. They wanted to sort of kill you.
They were wary.
Because of the Ket problems they had.
Yeah, they didn't really want to kill me. They were just very wary of me.
A bit xenophobic. I'd say. Like the Rokar.
You see, you're saying the alien names, but I'm really shit at alien names. I'm like, that squid one.
No.
Yeah. The one that looks like a rhino. Yeah. That's Krogan. I know that one.
Well, the only two races you actually seen, well, I've seen so far, is the Angarans and the Ket.
Well,
They haven't really
yeah,
gone into
actually, I
any...
don't think I found anybody else, actually. But again,
is-
I think we were around about the same spot. I think you're a little bit ahead of me, but we're not far from each other.
One thing I did hear was, at the beginning of the game, they talk about the different arcs, like there's a Solarian arc, an Asari, a Turian, a human arc, and then there's also a Quarian arc, which will have more than just Quarians, it'll have a few other species on it. But that said it was setting off later on, so I don't know how or when that is going to appear.
There is some DLC on the way, which I think is going to be playing along with the arcs are basically subsections of... Basically, they sent out multiple ships, didn't they, to go to Andromeda.
Yeah.
And you were one arc, and then there was multiple other arcs, and basically something's happened that they are not all in the same place.
It's gone
you're sort
wrong.
of tasked to sort of find them, in a way.
But the Quarian arc was set to come like a year or so after all the other arcs, and I think that could be one of the main DLCs.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. But
That being said, I haven't got that far in the story, so it might actually still
so
be in there.
let's put it right back to the beginning of the game. You play as either Scott or... What's his sister called?
Is it Sarah?
Sarah Ryder?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Did you actually go with the default character, or did you go to customization of the character?
I had a go at customising my own, but it didn't seem right, so I just used the default Scott.
So the thing is, I didn't like the default Scott. I thought he had like putty face because the animation was a bit funny. So it didn't look quite right. So I'd spent about an hour in the customization of the character. And it's not brilliant. I don't think it's no way as good as the original. The original always looked a little bit off,
Yeah.
but this looks off in a different way. I always found the textures a little bit weird in the original Mass Effect. In this one, there is no textures. There doesn't seem to be any textures to the skin.
There is, but it takes a few minutes to... Well, not... If you go to his face in like a cutscene, it takes a few seconds for the textures to pop in.
All right.
That might be eliminated with a PS Pro.
Well, I think,
PS4 Pro.
but in the customization, though, it looks just flat. There's no sort of wrinkles.
I played Horizon Zero Dawn recently, and when you compare the two...
Vastly different quality and animations in the faces.
Not only that, but the general graphics, it makes Andromeda look like a PS3 game.
Yeah, it does. I think, unfortunately, due to its release date coming alongside like Horizon, even Zelda in some aspects, I think it's been outshadowed.
With that Horizon, they've done such an amazing job with the facial animations. You can even see the dimples in like one of the characters' faces when she's upset.
It's really good looking game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the look of the actual characters is not amazing. I mean, the human characters, the alien ones, I think look great. I really like the alien ones. I think the design of them. Yeah, the Angaran, the Turian, the Krogan, even the Ket, all the other ones I'm trying to remember. They look great. They really look cool. But I think obviously it's easier to create alien species, and even if they don't look quite right, you go, well, it's an alien. Whereas you get that, you try and create human, and obviously how we can spot the faults within the design. Admittedly, I've got past a lot of the animation issues and the skin problems and the eyes problems, because whenever I can, I wear the helmet of my gear. So a lot of cutscenes actually doesn't actually remove his helmet. Yeah. So it's only if it's like a cinematic he does it.
Well, if you get a Remnant helmet, you can't even see his face.
Can you not?
No.
I might get one of them. I quite like the visor though. I do like just seeing his eyes. I do like the... I think I'm going along the Pathfinder gear, I think, if I remember correctly.
That's what I'm on, but I want to build a set of N7 for the biotic bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
But you need like loads of copper, and for some reason I've got like loads of platinum and iridium and all these other I've got no copper.
All right. I have to do a case of maybe a bit of a hunt round. But so yeah, so it leads into crafting. I like the crafting. I like the aspect of different gears, different weapons. There's only one criticism I would say with actually the whole game, and it's not like everybody's been focusing on the animation and the voice lip sync and the eyes and stuff. That actually doesn't really bother me too much. What bothers me more than anything else within this game, and unfortunately it pans right from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, is the menu system within the inventory and everything like that. I find it very poorly designed.
No.
Well, there's just little things like, I like the setup when you press options and it brings it up like that, the little wheel, if you know what I mean, you can select it. That's fine. It's when you go into these options, like you don't get the full information. you have to come back out of some things and go into another one.
You also mentioned, which is another good point, also there's no Paragon anymore
Oh, there's no
on
Paragon.
Renegade. I quite like that. But yeah, you also mentioned about the lack of character, like companion customization. So
Yeah, we were a little chat about last night, didn't we? About character customization.
on top of that, there's no like light or heavy armors anymore.
No, there isn't. It's basically there's just names. So when you craft gear, it'll just name them, and that's the category, and then they give you different buffs.
Yeah.
But I do like the look of the gear when you craft it and everything like that and put it on. I do, and it keeps that gear that you've got within the cinematics, which is cool. And that I always give a big praise into a game that does that. It doesn't just drop to the default gear.
Now, with all the negatives, there are some positives, like the augmentations you can make for weapons. So I got a
So tell me, how do you mean like augmentations?
Right, so I don't mean the weapon modifications. Like you can get weapon modifications like scopes, stocks, calibrate.
And you'll have slots for those, won't you? For when yeah.
I mean, when you research a weapon, which is like a research center, you have to research it with the research points you unlock for the 3 different techs, I guess. Remnant, Helios Cluster, and Milky Way.
So there's 3 categories of styles of
each
items.
with their own weapons, armors, and augmentations. Then you have development, which is where you have to use your materials to craft them. And then there's 5 different levels or 6 different levels.
Because this is a very in-depth system.
Yeah.
Very in-depth.
But no, augmentations are when you're researching no. Yeah, so okay, the Remnant have a beam laser augmentation. So, say you build a Black Widow sniper rifle. In the development tab, you have augmentation slots which you can do when building it. So you can add the beam laser augmentation along with like I don't know, some sort of shield damage augmentation. So when it's built, it'll fire a laser, it'll damage shields.
So basically, you can really craft an item to be customizable to your sort of play style a little bit, and have extra buffs and attack and certain elements to them which help create that item even more specialized.
From personal knowledge, or from what I did myself, don't ever put that beam laser on a Matic rifle because it's crap.
But it helped. But that's what I like about the RPG-ness of the original Mass Effect, is that trial and error system where you'd go, fuck it, we'll give it a go.
Yeah.
If it works, brilliant. This gear is freaking awesome. If it's not, then you go, remember not to do that next time. And it's like trial and error, which I like within RPGs.
And do you know the Cyclone assault rifle that fires like a little minigun?
Nope.
No. Okay. Well, it fires like a minigun. I turn that into a grenade launcher, which fires like hundreds of grenades. It's not that good either.
So when you're done your crafting and everything like that, then you go into combat. How are you feeling about combat itself when you're using all these items and going up against the Ket?
You have to find what playstyle works for you. For me, it's a mixture of sniping and punching them in the face.
Because there is also profile sets as well, can't there? Because you can be an adept, you can be a soldier. Yeah, because the other ones.
There's the 3 skill trees. There's tech, combat, and biotics. So I've gone down mainly biotics with a little bit of combat to get like weapon weight and damage for rifles and stuff up.
But then you can select what class you want to be as well.
Yeah, and the more points you put into each profile, so you're biotic, the higher the rank gets, and the more bonuses you get, and the more higher level bonuses I think you get. So I think I'm like a level 3. I can't remember the name, but yeah. Biotic.
So I'm doing a little bit of the biotic and a little bit of the like soldier. A little bit, so I'm quite good with my guns as well as doing my biotics.
Is that like a Vanguard or a Sentinel?
I think so, yeah. I
can't remember which one.
But you can swap them out. It's like at the beginning of the original Mass Effect, you would basically have to choose a class and you were stuck with that class. With this, you can actually swap them out mid-game. So you can go, all right, I want to be a soldier in this one. Finding more, I'm going to be a Vanguard. You can go to be a Vanguard. Literally just click it, instant swap. And it changes some of your stats within your character.
Another thing that sort of annoyed me is to be able to swap your profile, you have to go into like a few menu systems, like you say, to try and find it and then swap it.
I do think that is probably one of the worst aspects of this game, and I hope they do patch it. It's like when you go to the shops, trying to find things and work out what you need. It's like it just doesn't seem to
work as well.
Yeah, it hasn't feel like it hasn't been fully tested and tried out on quite a few people to say like, you know, just try and find things. And I think that's purely like a UX or a UI situation that should have really been looked into.
I mean, overall, I am really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the story. I've just got to a point to do with an arc, and it is getting really interesting. So keep at it. Get through the first few hours because they're a bit slow.
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep going with it. I'm enjoying the story. I'm liking the idea of that we're the aliens and we're having to be the one who. I like the idea that it goes a lot upon what are your first impressions. You know what I mean? Like, how do you represent yourself when you meet an alien species? Are you going to be a dick? Are you going to be quite passive? Are you going to be, it's sort of like the idea of when you're going to do something, are you going to be more military aspect? Are you going to go down the scientific and research aspect? I like that. I like that a lot. Graphically, to be honest, I know we've been saying about the animation of the faces and the characters, but the environments are fucking gorgeous. I'm really enjoying the environments. I think they look lovely. I would love to see a high-spec PC running it as well.
Yeah, that would look good.
Really, really. And on PS4, I think they look good.
I quite like the planet called Vold. Oh, no, is it the planet or the place? It's the
snowy one.
Yeah.
That's
like
really
that.
cool. I think the different weather effects and stuff like that are happening. It helps. And, like, the draw distance is pretty good as well.
I like how when you activate a Volt, it changes the weather on the planet a little bit.
Yeah, so that's the idea of progression within and on the planet, isn't it? Of how you progress with the certain elements of it. Again, we won't go too much in detail about that, but because that's almost like it gates the content in that way.
Yeah.
For the game, and I like that aspect of it because in just like you will do this, now we'll do this. It happens over a period of time, which is quite cool.
No, I've only done a few story missions and I've put a lot of time in. There was just so many side activities and quests and stories and.
I've been doing a few side quests. I've been really mainly sticking with the main quest and just making my way through that, and then just doing some of the ones what I find interesting and just picking and choosing. Whereas I find with some games what I do with, especially because it is quite an open world game, especially with some of the planets are freaking massive. I kind of try and do everything, and the problem is with that is I get a massive fatigue. About halfway through, and I can't keep doing this. So I've been focusing on doing the main quest. Occasional side quests here and there, and trying to make sure my gear is like really, really adaptable for how I play.
They said there's over 100 planets, but only is it 15 of them you can actually land on?
Yeah.
No, I haven't even done half that number, and I'm already.
I've been doing the scanning. I'm not too sure about the scanning system. I find that a bit dull.
Yeah.
When you have to, so for example, if you go to a collection of planets, you can go to them, and like Tom says, you can only land on a small percentage of them. But when you go to the one you can't land on, you can scan it. And then sometimes there's something of interest, and it might be a resource that you just drop a pod on, and that's it. Or there's something not there at all, and I find that a little bit. It gets a bit dull after a while.
What gets me is the animations in between. So like you have to, say you travel from one system to the other, then you have to travel to the planet, and then you have to get in, and it just takes so long.
Yeah. So like, if you're going to go back to like the main ship of the humans, of the Pathfinder and everything like that. You get on your personal ship from the planet, and it'll do an animation to the orbit. Then, if you want to leave that, you'll have to then do another animation to go to the place you want to go, and then to enter that, you have to go through another animation.
That's something else that annoys me. Like if you're on a planet and you just want to get on your ship to, I don't know, go somewhere, it always has to take off.
Yeah,
you can't just go on board.
Can't skip it. Or you just want to do some? You mean just want to do something on board the actual ship?
Yeah. You have to take off, and then you think you have to land again. It's pointless.
Yeah, there is certain elements of it which just need. It almost feels that it just needed maybe another 6 months just neaten everything up a little bit and tighten it up, because once you brush the surface of the dirt, there's actually a very, very good game underneath. It's very, very enjoyable. I'm loving. If you love sci-fi, you will love this game. It's really, really good.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm enjoying that aspect of it, of the sci-fi and the discovery. I still wish they would do what they did in Mass Effect 1, which never did since, and have a fully voiced codex. Which now from 2 onwards they just did it as text, and I love the fully voiced codex and the information, because I absorb information so much better when it's read to me rather than reading. I get bored of reading.
The first Mass Effect was one of the best.
I do, and to be honest, we're in kind of a minority with that, because a lot of people think number 2 was the best.
Number 2 was good.
I just think it went a bit too. I like the action. I love the combat system. Sorry, we're burping like mad because this is relentless. I love the combat and everything like that in number 2, but they stripped the RPG-ness away from gear and that from, you know what I mean, from number 1. And I liked from number 1, where, like Tom mentioned about the companions, is in this one, you do literally nothing with your companions when it comes to customization. You don't change the gear, you don't change the weapons, I don't think there's any outfit changes.
Not
I
that
can't
I'm
see an
aware of.
option. I can't see an option for it.
No.
And I know they stripped that away from when after number 1 came out, but I like that. I like that. I know it's a bit of a micromanage, but I like to see my characters, not only myself, develop when I get a better gear, but I also like to see my companions develop and move forward. And
Yeah.
by doing that interaction, you create a bond with your companions. And I think this is, again, a bit of an issue with this game is I do not feel a connection to my companions in the slightest. I'm not bothered about them. And one thing that obviously Mass Effect is quite big on, well, people know about it, is that obviously you can have sexual relations with your companions. And, right, Miranda from number 2, she was hot. She was pretty hot. Like, I right from the start, I'm like, she's going to be the one. She's pretty cool. So I spent time through the game is getting to know that character and actually starting to feel a connection with that character. In this one, there's none of them I want to fuck.
Not even the Krogan.
I think the problem is we'd have to have some guidelines, I think, and he'd have to be gentle with me because I think it could hurt me.
Story over.
It just comes up, you are dead.
You'll be dead.
Seriously, there's none of them which actually interest me. I mean, like, not just to sleep with, but I mean, to also get to know and feel a bond with, because PB annoys the crap out of me. I said this to you last night. She's set up on ship next to the escape pod. I literally want to shove her in it and eject into it because she's so. Just like she's like a little squirrel. And it's like just fuck off. So there, and then I thought maybe the co-pilot or the woman who when you're at the bridge, the one with the red hair on the left, she seemed all right. But then as I started to talk to her, I was like, no. I'm getting better with the alien pilot.
Salo.
Yeah, I'm getting on better with him. The doctor, she's okay. It's all right. And then you've got the blonde girl who, she's she was with the
Yeah.
she seemed okay, but she seemed a bit too bitter about certain situations that had happened. But then a character seemed really a bit bland. There didn't seem a lot of character there. And then you've got Turian. She seems all right. Yeah. And you got the Krogan, which actually, to be honest, I feel more of an attachment to him than I do to anybody else. But I don't really want to sleep with him, which I know you don't have to, but I feel like if you're going to play Mass Effect, you might as well get the full...
Length.
Hey! So, yeah. Who do you want to sleep with in Mass Effect?
Yeah.
The ship.
Yeah.
Ryder, what are you doing? Buffering it.
Get sucked into the drive car or something.
Oh, you select get into ship, didn't you, when you were sat on it? You're like, no, and it took off again. So that's pretty much all the single player. Let's talk about multiplayer Mass Effect. Now, I experienced it for the first time last night.
Yeah.
Multiplayer, I mean.
For fuck's sake.
It was thanks to Tom. So we had you introduced me to multiplayer last night, and I'm actually really enjoying it.
It's good, but they could have done a lot more with it.
It's simplistic. It does what it needs to do.
Yeah.
Because I think if they've overdone it, it'll have just bogged it down a little bit. But it's basically hard mode, isn't it?
I mean, what they could have done is they could have done sort of, because the maps are relatively small, they're like a Call of Duty map. They could have made a map like a Battlefield 1 map and have multiple objectives. So if there's a small free roam area, and you can go to these different areas and do different objectives, a little bit like Ghost Recon Wildlands, a little bit.
I don't think it has longevity.
No.
No. But it is enjoyable what's there. It is good fun, just to play with your mates.
Yeah.
It is good fun. I'm enjoying it. Last night, how many rounds did we play? About 7 or 8 rounds? Something like that, wasn't it? Played quite a few.
5 or 6.
And what we played, I really enjoyed. Because then you've got, you can spend coins on what you earn on loot boxes, and that unlocks more characters, or gear, or other things. And then that also affects your single-player game.
Only if you do the strike teams, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is another...
And then that obviously then goes on to your map, the app of the game as well, that you can send strike teams out as well, which is quite cool. Which is useful when you're at work, because then you can sort of like go, I've just done that job, and then you put it back down and carry on doing what you need to do. But yeah, the multiplayer I'm really enjoying. I found it I like single player for the single player reasons. So I don't ever want multiplayer to really overlap into the single player, and I don't want it to overstretch and it become intrusive on the single player experience. And I don't think this does. If anything, you play the single player, you're really enjoying it. Your mates also playing the single player. You go, do you fancy a bash on the multiplayer? Yeah, go on. You can have a couple of rounds and that's it.
Yeah, it's more like a
drop in, drop out. Bit of fun. What are your thoughts on the multiplayer?
Yeah, it is good, but I don't see it lasting. Like you say, it's not going to be a long period of play, I guess. But yeah, barring that, it's just a wave-based horde mode. Well, yeah, just a wave survival sort of.
Quite hard as well, I found. Well, then again, I had really crap gear obviously because I was starting off, but
you need to find the right character as well. Like for me, I like the Angaran Insurgent. I work really well with that one.
I thought it was good. I got told, mate, it was fun. Like I said, it just does what it needs to do. Nothing else really. But yeah, so I think that pretty much covers our thoughts on Mass Effect. Are you going to keep playing it?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick at it.
I am too. To be honest, this year's been such a good year for video games already. We've got we've got obviously Mass Effect Andromeda. We've got Horizon Zero Dawn. We've had Ghost Recon Wildland. We've had Zelda. We've had the Switch.
And the best one of all, Gwent.
Gwent. We've got technical beta running this weekend on PlayStation 4. We've had Resident Evil 7. What else have we had? We had all sorts. Well, we still got. We've got about a third of the way through the year.
I don't know what else we've had.
We've done pretty well.
Wildlands.
But yeah, no, we've had a pretty decent year so far, and I think 2017 is going to be a very, very. It's going to stand out for a while. I think as one of the best years in video games so far.
Yeah,
we'll see what comes up. But yeah, so that gives us a bit of a rundown on what's happening, on what our thoughts are on Mass Effect Andromeda.
Also, there's E3 in a couple of months.
There is.
It'll be interesting.
See what announcements come out there. But what are your thoughts on Mass Effect Andromeda? Leave your comments down below and let us know. And if you've got any questions about our experiences on Mass Effect, leave them in the comments below as well.